All right, I think we're good. So, March 24th, first day of the election. It's first day, nothing crazy happened, but the election day is April 28th. So, between now and April 28th, I'm sure Donald Trump for sure will intervene and inject himself into the election because that's what he does. And, elections are very interesting because things can come out of nowhere. One slip, one bad moment could cost you the whole campaign. So it's interesting and it's a lot of pressure. So me, I'm not really optimistic that this election's gonna change anything major in Canada. I think we need major restructuring of the political system to get any like major change that's needed, and it'll happen. Just a matter of it's how messy it'll be and how delayed it'll come. But I'm not really confident or optimistic that we're gonna have a good outcome regardless if Pierre wins or Mark Carney wins. But probably Pierre wouldn't be as bad. Maybe I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna get the change we need at all. But I am interested in the election, just in who's gonna win. I'm because the fact that the Liberals actually have a chance, maybe or maybe not, or if it's just made up like the Kamala boost. So that's all I care about, really. I'm not really too confident. Like Pierre's gonna come in and save us. So I know he's promising. I know what his first big promise was, a 15% tax cut to people. I think making under a certain amount, 150,000 or something. And Carney's offered some kind of tax cut too, but not 15%. So who knows what other promises are going to make? We'll keep track of them. And that's it. I know Carney was in Newfoundland yesterday, some rally in Gander, I think. And Pierre was in Toronto. He had a big rally, packed rally, and whatever. And the thing is packed, I guess, but like when people smell like, oh, you're going to win, you're going to be the new government, they all want to come in and hop on the bandwagon. We'll see how strong that support is in Ontario, especially. Because like Doug Ford isn't supporting Pierre, it's just odd. And Doug Ford just won a majority in Ontario, so you'd think that's not really a vote of confidence for Pierre. So I don't know. I don't like any of them, but and then yeah, not much today. Like just stupid, just speeches. I mean, different party leaders giving little stump speeches, and that's it. A little controversy over Carney not wanting to be in the TVA debate. It's a French language channel that wanted to hold the debate, and a lot of people on Twitter today were saying Carney's not doing a French debate, and that's not true. He's doing the Radio Canada French debate. He just didn't do the TVA debate, which I guess they wanted 75 grand from each person to pay for the production, and he's like, no, I don't want to do it. And but I don't like Carney. I don't know how good. I know his French isn't good. Whatever. I don't care about that. That's the least of my worries about Carney. But it's a little disingenuous to say he's not doing the French debate when he actually is doing one. So I hope the Conservatives, if that's all they got, is to lie about Carney, which you don't have to lie about him. Lots of stuff you can talk about without lying. If that's what you want to attack him on, is he's not doing the TVA debate. So that's kind of a big thing today. I hope that's not how they're going to fight the campaign. Like, be like little Shirley, little like whiny little Karens, you know, oh, he doesn't want to do the TVA debate. Yeah, very exciting elections here. We have all the big scandals. And this elbows up thing looks like to be a liberal thing because I don't see any of the conservatives doing it. It's pretty lame. Like, it looks stupid. It looks like a chicken wing, really. People pay money to get that fixed, you know? Okay. I guess, yeah, I saw Olivia Chow had this rally in Toronto yesterday, this elbows up rally. Oh, my God. And the crowd looked like they were, like, really old crowd, too. Like, they all have houses that are paid off. So, yeah. I'm just sitting back and watching. The party I would support is PPC because they align with my like, I agree with most of their platform. Whether they're successful or not, that's another story. But like, they're not included in the debate. There's a lot of like, I think that's horrible that they're not included in the debate. And the Green Party is. The Green Party is a mess in Canada. I don't even know why they're. I know they got a seat in Parliament. That's because there's some communists and environmentalists in one riding, maybe. So we talk about Bernier, like, he's not in the debates, but this is like a concerted effort to shut out the party, whether you like the party or not. They're shutting it out because they're not included in no media coverage whatsoever. I'm not saying to give them a lot of media, but zero. And then they're when a lot of polling companies poll, they don't even include them as a choice. So I just think, me personally, like, not only they had 5% of the last vote of the last election, but they also have like a full field of candidates. And it'd be funny, to be honest, to see Maxime Bernier there. He is the only basically anti-globalist candidate. Literally the only anti-globalist candidate. So it's almost, you know, the reason they don't want him there. That's the reason. Because, you know, he'd call him out on it. So I don't think it's going to happen. That he's going to get in, but it's going to be a clown show anyway. Like, oh my God. I don't know who will show up, Elizabeth May or the other dude, her partner. So day one's been pretty boring so far. So go to the just all election stuff today. So we'll go to the day that was in Twitter for me. Just my thoughts. I think sure things will heat up till the 28th. Okay. So Monday, start of the week. First post. Someone posted about They Live. Awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, it was made in, like, I don't know, late 80s. Roddy Piper, the wrestler. And it's a great movie. I'm actually going to watch it again. I haven't watched it in a while. But it's like one of those repeated watchings every so few years. You got to watch it again. They should do a remake. As long as it was done proper, it would be good. Because some of the special effects could have done better in this. But it's a good movie. I recommend it. They Live. Next post. Oh, Ezra Levant. Rebel command. I don't see him as a rebel commander in the Rebel Alliance, to be honest. All right. This is the first thing I see in the morning. First day of the election, this is the first thing I see. Ezra Levant grifting for money during the election. So,
who pledged his loyalty to the world.
Ezra Levant coming out of the swamp at election time to grift more money from people. Right on cue. So join my registered third party. Oh my gosh. Join my registered third-party campaign group to fight Mark Carney. I've launched a registered third-party campaign called For Canada to aggressively oppose Mark Carney in the upcoming April 28th election, using uncapped donations to fund hard-hitting ads and tactics beyond what political parties can do. The election has been called for April. Okay. Oh my God. So he wants to raise up to $600,000 in this election. Oh my God. You know what? People are going to donate to this. You know, just do your job, Ezra. Instead of so basically he's saying, I need money to fight this election against Mark Carney. But you're the media, so if you just cover the election, isn't that enough, you'd think? But you're not the media, you're just a grifter. I hope he doesn't sue me. Look at this grifter. I want to see what he says.
$600,000 in this election. That's enough.
Don't send any money to this guy, whatever you grandmas out there.
Being called on April 28th. We have 5 weeks to expose Mark Carney, to vet him, to show Canadians who he really is. A Canadian in name only who hasn't lived here in a decade. A globalist who carries 3 passports and calls himself European, not Canadian. An insider who rigged the Liberal leadership vote to disqualify his opponents and block $250,000.
Well, why don't you write about this then? Why do you need money from us?
Loyalty to the World Economic Forum and the United Nations. And finally, a slippery banker who just weeks ago voted to move his own company from Canada to New York. So we've got our work cut out for us as journalists.
Okay.
I am doing something different this time. I have set up what Elections Canada calls a third-party campaign to fight against Mark Carney directly. By registering my third-party group with Elections Canada, I can raise and spend up to $600,000 in this election. That's enough to do everything from
go on a summer vacation,
brochures targeting different politicians, to running national TV ads.
New car, maybe, Ezra?
The amazing thing about a third-party campaign, I've discovered, is that unlike political parties, there is no limit on how much people
no limit to how much you can grift off Canadian grandmas.
A maximum of $1,750 to each registered political party, and the same towards each party's candidates. But those limits do not apply to third-party groups.
So you can give me as much money as you can.
That's on top of whatever you might give to a political party. So there's going to be a lot of ads out there, including from the Conservative Party. And I have no interest in simply repeating their messages. I plan to use my third-party group to go further and harder than anything that Conservatives would do, including talking about things that Conservatives themselves might be squeamish about. For example, Mark Carney's close family ties.
Or you could just do your job and write about it. If they're squeamish about it, you don't need to bug people for money.
CBC would never talk about that, and I'm not sure if even the Conservatives would either, but we already are.
What a grifter.
Our billboard truck is literally in Ottawa today with that message. If you're excited about this third-party campaign idea, go to a website I've set up at forcanada.ca. That's F-O-R Canada.ca. Now, I originally didn't plan to do this. The idea
but I needed money to go on vacation. So.
Who were interrogating me for publishing my book, The Libranos, in the 2019 election. They said all I had to do was register my book with the government and I'd be fine. And I thought that was an outrageous infringement of my freedom of speech, and I fought it in court for 5 years. I mean,
that's what I woke up to first day of the election, is Ezra bugging people for money. I would just suggest not sending him any money. Next post. Also, across in Europe, I saw this magazine cover in Germany. Would you fight for Germany? And this is going on in the UK press too, in the French. Basically conditioning their populations for a war with Russia, which is, I have no idea why they would want to do this. But anyway. Well, I have an idea, but... So, it says, would you fight for Germany? None of us wants war, but we must prepare for it now. How ready we really are, the big report. And you notice they have a nice white kid there. No diversity when it comes to going to war. So German media pushing for their men to go and fight Russia while Germany is turned into a third world shithole. Same thing in France and UK. Germans deserve their fate if they don't put a stop to this madness. Yeah, man. What the hell? I don't know what's going on in Germany. I thought we were bad here. Next post. In Canada. Next post. Here we are talking about the federal election. Max Bernier should be in the debates, but it's for globalists only, it seems. Yes. The fake Maxime Bernier. The fake journalists at CTV News have enough space in this picture to include Elizabeth May's totally unknown and irrelevant co-leader, but not me. I was like, what the hell is it? I've never seen this before. Two people. Like, what the hell, man? I've never seen this before. It's so lame. This should get them disqualified from the debates automatically. Like, that's so lame. Like, you have a Quebec separatist in the English debate, but a guy who's trying to bring populist party isn't in the debate. And then you have these two clowns, whoever the hell this guy, I don't even know his name. He looks like her, like, beach towel boy or something. Like she's at a beach and he would bring her a towel. That's the only... All right. And I remember watching the movie Step Brothers, and I liked that movie, and they were actually funny, but they were going, like, to the job interviews as a duo, and that's what these two remind me of, the Step Brothers here. So, that's them. So, yeah, what a joke, man. And nobody's calling him. I was like, huh? Like, what the hell is this co-leader thing? What is this? So, it's ridiculous. It's a joke. It's like, oh, man. And this post, next post, a vote for any establishment. There's a lot of, what I noticed today in Twitter is people, the first full day of the election, maybe it's just my feed, but people are attacking PPC, and they're not even in the debate. They don't get any media coverage, but people are attacking them on X like they're splitting the vote and this and that. It's like, don't blame PPC for your failures. Like, you know, it's pretty weak if the Conservatives, you know, if people don't want to vote for you, it's not because of PPC, it's because you guys suck. And blaming other people is weak. All right, so next post here. A vote. I had to get it off my chest because that's all I've seen today is PPC slagging. And it's like, what's with that? I don't understand that. Like, I don't belong to PPC, but I like a lot of their ideas. I don't understand why everybody's so hostile to them. Anyway, a vote for any established party is a vote for World Economic Forum. Yes, I believe that. So, in answer to Brittany, a vote for PPC is a vote for Mark Carney. I don't understand how that's a vote for Mark Carney, but whatever. Who's Brittany anyway? Look at this chick. Oh. Yeah. I wouldn't even want to know what this... Sorry, I'm not saying anything about this chick, but... Yeah. All right. She says a vote for PPC is a vote for Mark Carney, so I guess I should believe her. Anyways, that's weak. Blaming him. And then there's this Green Party thing. I had to have a little more fun with it. Green Party leaders are running as a duo. Reminds me of this, but not funny. So there's them too. Like, come on, man. What are we in grade 8? Do you need... All right. And then this is the duo I'm comparing them. Hello, my lady. All right. That's it. I'm not giving any more coverage to the Green Party. Really, they're a joke. Like, last election, they had that other leader that nobody... I think she lost her own riding in Toronto. And now they have these two. Are they going to both debate? Ridiculous. It's a joke. So there's a nice meme too. Next post here is Canadian democracy. Mass immigration, mass immigration, mass immigration. That's Canadian democracy, it looks like. So Randy Hillier. I thought this was a decent post, so I'll read it. It's Randy Hillier, the Canadian general election. The eve of election or destruction. The long-awaited and anticipated Canadian general election is now a reality, but will the outcome save our confederation and restore the future for our youth, or will it further entrench our decline? Max and the PPC. So he gives his predictions here. It's great to see Max getting recognized, spreading his small government free enterprise message on some of the major American podcasts, but he remains silent and shuttered out of the Canadian media. It's true. They don't get zero. He gets zero coverage here. Zero. Even though they stole a lot of the ideas from them. Like the Liberals and they moved forward, edged away on immigration and other things. So he gets no. If Max and the PPC can continue getting American airtime, we may see some much-needed breakthrough on voting day. Family compact. So the elites here in Canada will ensure Max is excluded from debates once again. So it's crazy, like. If they get one seat, it'd be crazy. But they do get shut out of the media. It's not really fair, but it's democracy, I guess. And then Pierre and the Conservatives I've been talking a lot about this, so me and Randy are same page here. For the last year, Pierre has head and shoulders and far in front of all polls. Election was his to lose and looks increasingly like he will. His two winning slogans of Axe Attacks and Trudeau Must Go have been defeated and taken off the electoral stage by Carney, but even worse for Pierre and the Conservatives is the Liberals' success in having all Conservatives adopt and promote the Liberal strategy of Team Canada against Trump, and all are parroting the elbows up slogan and narrative. This is especially true in Ontario with Doug Ford. He's basically joined the Liberal team as Team Canada captain, co-captain. So it's going to be hard for the Conservatives to I don't know, take that message. He kind of got flat-footed on that one. He's having difficulty finding a new winning slogan as he tries to regain his political mojo. Time and circumstances will determine if the Conservatives can regain their composure. Yeah. We'll see. Like, he just sat while Carney jumped in. Like, it's like they had no strategy for Carney, which is dumb because everybody knew the fix was in with Carney. So what's Randy say about Carney? The coronation of Carney plus the Team Canada narrative and the surge in the polls have given the Liberals momentum to seek a new 4-year term. Removal of Chandra and Dalla from the race went without a hitch or a whimper from Canadians or the media. At a minimum, it appears Canada is headed for at least another Liberal minority government, but events and circumstances may alter this current trend. So, yeah. He says, a Liberal re-election will not only amplify the trade war and animosity towards Trump, but may trigger a surge in Alberta's rejection of the status quo of Confederation. A Liberal win may indeed trigger a constitutional crisis in Canada and either lead to a better constitution or Alberta's departure. I don't think it'll lead to a better constitution because you actually need strong leaders to get stuff like that done, and we all have nobody. In the meantime, look forward to further economic decline in our standards of living while the family compact takes Canada further down the globalist path. So he's referring to our elites here in Canada. Family compact. So yeah, the Liberal thing, it's going to be bad if they win, especially if they win a majority. We're screwed. I'm just worried if the Conservatives win a majority, people will be very complacent instead of pushing for like big changes that are needed. So like it's hard to say. Like sometimes I think the Conservatives are like just throwing it like they did last couple times. So we'll have to keep an eye on this election. Too close, too early to tell. That's what Randy's saying. I agree with him. All right, next post. This is funny. Pierre Poilievre speaks out against mass immigration and Carney's plan to increase Canada's population to 100 million people. I reject the Century Initiative, Pierre says. So I said Pierre will stop at 99 million. I'm joking, but I'm not, because he literally only talks about immigration when he's forced to. So he was probably asked about the guy, the advisor to Carney, who was part of the Century Initiative, and that's why he answered. But he doesn't like to talk about immigration because he has a lot of Indian pandering he likes to do, and he doesn't want to get into immigration unless he absolutely has to. And when he does, he kind of glosses it over. But they'll see. Well, if he gets elected as prime minister, they'll see how. If the immigration situation changes or not, or if it's just same policy, different details. Next post. But again, with this though, it's easy for him to criticize the 100 million number, but not, he's not. That lets him avoid the actual issue of what's going on right now, not the Century Initiative hypothetical. So yeah, he took this opportunity to respond to that because it's like, yeah, I don't support the Century Initiative. All right, next post. I saw this Loblaws expanding body cameras warn camera pie to Ontario. So I read it, the article, and it was basically saying select store employees in certain provinces wear body cameras like the cops. And I guess the reason they do is for safety, like their safety, in case there are a lot of weirdos bugging them in the supermarket, and then probably evidence too. So it's like that way the employee doesn't have to engage with the person, but they still have evidence of the theft. So it's like, wow, what's the world coming to when you got to have body cameras on at the supermarket? It's like The Walking Dead or something. And it's like, I can't even go. I go to Value Village, man, and they're eyeing me down, the security guards. Well, who the hell? You know it's bad when they're robbing the junk stores. And then you go to Dollarama, You go to Dollarama, and there's a security guard there, and it's like, wow, man. Like if I'm gonna rob a store, it's gonna be a good store, not Dollarama. But I think like the crackheads go in there and get like phone chargers and run out with them because phone chargers they actually cost like 10, 12, $15 at the store, at the variety store. So if you can get a big whack of phone chargers, that's $100 right there. But yeah, it's like who the hell's robbing a dollar store? But the supermarket I could see if there's food there, people don't have money, they're gonna go steal food. Okay, fine. But who the hell robbed a dollar store? Anyway, it's like they're gonna have like a. I can only imagine though, like in the bigger cities, the supermarkets. I know in the bigger cities they have security guards, but now they're wearing body cameras, and it's like I can imagine there's theft going on and crazy people probably going in there and causing problems and all that. So can't believe it really. Like it's called the breakdown of civilized society, I guess. All right. But yeah, I can't even go to the dollar store without seeing like a freak show anymore. The dollar store, man. I saw this meme for the 80s and 90s. That was me and the portables. They call them portables. No washroom, so in the winter, if you had to go to the washroom, you had to run outside and go into the school. Okay. I saw this video. It's a Sudanese dude getting a shower from a cow urine or bowl or whatever. I don't know what that is. It looks like a cow. And I was like, wow, we got a few thousand of these South Sudanese people coming to Canada. So I just thought that was funny. Okay. And I saw another meme here that kind of spoke to me. And it's circling the Baltic countries. Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. And basically they have the population as the size of an American, big, decent size American city. Each of them. So like 3 million, 4 million. And they're always bitching about Russia and starting shit with Russia and saying, because they're part of NATO, they act like this because they think the big boys are going to come support them. And they're always causing problems. They talk way too much for, basically little fiefdoms. They've been like bargaining chips on that chessboard at Europe for centuries. They don't like that. All right, I call them the Baltic Chihuahuas because they always want us to go to war with Russia. I saw this today. Doug Ford. First, he's doing photos with Chrystia Freeland. Now he's with Olivia Chow. It's all big team. Team Canada. I'm not saying he needs to hate on Chow, but he hangs out with all these. He's one of them, basically. So he's no better than them. So you get what you deserve, I guess. 2 traitors destroying Toronto and Ontario. Yeah. This is a crazy post today coming from Bobby Kennedy Jr. Instead of inspiring universal condemnation, the October 7 Holocaust triggered a global wave of anti-Semitism. Ivy League campuses became a greenhouse for poison. President Trump has ordered his cabinet to use every constitutional tool to uproot this divisive weed. I'm glad Colombia has agreed to this first step and will begin to restore itself as a garden of tolerance, reason, compassion, and respect. Yeah, that was just, a lot of people were kind of trashing him for this tweet. It's like It's kind of weird calling it's not a Holocaust. And he's the health secretary. I don't know why he's commenting on this, but that's what Glenn Greenwald was saying. What does any of this have to do with Make America Healthy Again? Nothing. Next post. All right. And this is what we're talking about today, the trolls gaslighting for PPC and Maxime's Bernier. And people get a little hysterical, like the conservatives. If you're not sure, you must not be that sure of your message if you're getting all hysterical over a party that you don't think you laugh at, basically. So don't waste your time arguing with them. They're all certified nutcases. Ignore, mute, or block them, and instead educate and try to convince the millions of open-minded potential PPC voters. So this is some of the examples. PPC are racist. PPC needs a new leader. PPC only attack Pierre. PPC has no seats. PPC supports the Liberals. I like PPC, but they won't win. Yeah, it's weird. You hear all those same things over and over again. And so, don't vote PPC, but look at these guys. So lame. This is the Carney Liberal strategy for dealing with global leaders and Trump tariffs. Elbows up. And, yeah. Look at these guys. I said people outside Canada are going to think we're all this retarded if they keep seeing this. They're going to think, what the hell? I'm not like this. I'm not into this at all. So don't count me as one of them. That's why I said if this elbows up nonsense goes on for much longer, people outside of Canada are going to think we are all retarded. We might be just by hanging around all these people, we might turn, those of us who aren't retarded might turn if we hang around with these people enough. Oh my gosh. And I seen this post today. If you, I don't know if it's the anniversary of Serbia getting bombed. Anyway, Serbia. I think it was the anniversary of the Belgrade. Anyway, when Serbia was bombed by NATO in 1999. So I visited Belgrade 10 years ago. It's a beautiful city, really nice people, and I was able to see the bombed out buildings, which were fenced off, but not torn down, according to Army Guard. That's guarding them outside. In Belgrade, the bombed out structures were left as a reminder to the Serbian people of the NATO military campaign. So I thought that was interesting. NATO. Clinton Russell commenting on Bobby Kennedy's thing. The October 7th Holocaust. Man, they got you on tape doing something. Yeah, the U.S. politicians really love Israel. And then, next post here. This is Jagmeet Singh, who's really polling horribly, I think in the single digits now. Hopefully this is our last election to put up with Jagmeet Singh. He's already done enough damage to his own party and to Canada. So hopefully this is his swan song. Let's see what he says. He wants to turn federal land into Soviet Khrushchev-style government-funded slums. They want communism. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Could you imagine? Oh my God. Hopefully, I don't think this will happen. If Carney got a minority with a majority, like if Carney got a minority and NDP had enough seats to give him a majority, oh my God. Jagmeet, we'd be stuck with him. I don't think that'll happen though. I think NDP's not going to get nothing. I think they're going to get wiped out. But I could be wrong, but I don't. I just don't think he's. I think he's ran that party to the ground. So let's see what he has to say.
Bucky's.
In this election, the question is, who's going to build homes you can actually afford? Because when I talk to people, everywhere I go, they say, I can't find a place that's affordable. I can't find a place that I can afford to rent. I simply cannot find anything. And so we're going to fight for you. Our plan is, when we see federal land, we want to use all of it, 100% of federal land that's usable, to build homes that are affordable, homes that are non-market housing, homes that are truly affordable,
Public
where you
housing.
can actually afford to
Ooh.
call your own, a home to put a roof over your head, a place to call your own. This is the exact same place we were 4 years ago. We said this is federal land owned entirely by the federal government. This should be used to build homes. 4 years later, the Liberals did nothing. Nothing has been done.
He said
I think in this election,
He said a place to call home. He didn't say you own to own home. He just said a place to call home. Yeah.
4 years later, the Liberals did nothing. Nothing has been done here. Our plan is, let's build 100% affordable homes on federal land across this country. Everywhere there's federal land, we want to see homes being built that are affordable. We want to hire and train 100,000 workers to build these homes. And we want to unleash the funding, the financing to make this happen. We're up against a serious challenge. But one concrete step we can take is, for all the land that we own federally, if we use it to build homes that families and young people and seniors can actually afford, we can take a concrete and solid step forward towards building homes that are actually there for you when you need it, that are actually affordable for people.
All right. Wow. Yeah. I just see the public housing. I don't know about Toronto, but just in Sarnia here, we have public housing complexes here, and they're garbage. 'Cause I'm sure they started out nice, but they look like shit. Like, literally, because there's probably dog shit all over the place. So, public housing sucks. I don't think the government should be involved in public housing, because they end up turning into slums. And that's what Jagmeet wants to build, is more and more slums. And that's it. There wasn't much today on the election. I mean, Pierre's 15, the little debate thing, and Pierre's 15% tax cut. But kind of a boring day for the first day. I'm sure things will heat up. So, oh God, I was watching the.
I hope.
We're watching.
know
I
that you
watched the
will, but I
Carney
hope
Mike Myers thing. That's another thing. A lot of the boomers will eat that stuff right up. All right. So that's it. Definitely will be interesting to see who wins this election. And to see who wins the election, Carney or Poilievre, by how much, and to see how Donald Trump's going to inject himself in the election, because you know he will, and what effect that could have on the election. So it's going to be really crazy to watch. I'm just going to look through anything election related up to the moment, and then finish off for the night here. Here, anything election related, we'll go in for a few minutes here. All right. Why does PPC attack CPC when the Liberals are the ones who destroyed Canada? Why don't they attack the Liberals and NDP as well? So, yeah, so that's one of the things they say about PPC is that they only attack the Conservatives, which I think they attack both parties, but they attack them for different things. So they attack the Liberals for the destruction of the country, but they attack the Conservatives for being a shitty opposition, for being wishy-washy on really important issues to Canadians, and for ignoring the needs of Canadians, like when they did during COVID. So valid criticism. So don't be, instead of like crying about PPC attacking only Liberals, maybe your party needs to do a better job as opposition. They could have easily won that last election, but they were basically went into the COVID hysteria. They joined the COVID hysteria and they didn't get many votes. So, like, it's weak. That's all I say is weak, blaming another person for your failure. And if you're so cool and you're so good and your ideas are so great, you shouldn't have to worry about PPC, what they're doing. They shouldn't even be in your mind, but they are, so something's wrong. All right. Anything election related? So here's Poliev commenting on the Century Initiative again. He's calling it a radical, crazy idea. So this is the thing. He's getting an easy out because he's saying, yeah, I don't agree with the Century Initiative, but that way he doesn't talk about the actual issue right now. The Century Initiative is the end of the century, so he can say he disagrees with it. I'm talking about what's going on right now. Instead of a moratorium, no. Like,
against the Century Initiative.
Here, hold on,
I voted against the Century Initiative in the House of Commons when it came up. It's a radical, crazy idea that's meant for multinational corporate elites to bring in people from poor countries in large numbers to take away Canadian jobs, drive wages down, and profits up.
So that's kind of a canned answer, but what he can criticize the Century Initiative because it's a century. It's like at the end of the century, but it allows him to kind of please his base by denouncing the Century Initiative, but not talking about actual immigration right now. I know he said he's going to cap it at 250, but we still got all the asylum seekers. We still got all the visas, the temporary visas. So it's kind of a deflection. I don't like it. The Century Initiative. It's an easy target to say I don't support that. All right. So this is the poly market. I don't know how reliable this poly market is, but now I guess Pierre swung back. Last week it was 60% chances for Carney to win, 40% for Pierre. I don't know. I'm not going to say how accurate, but I'm just saying what it's saying. Today it says Pierre's 51% and Mark Carney's 49%. So basically a dead heat. So yeah, should be fun campaign. I'm not confident it's going to change the country for the better either way, but it might be a necessary step to get out of the way before the next stage. So, but I am curious to who's going to win. I really think it's up in the air. I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't be placing any bets myself or making any predictions. I'm just going to sit back and watch. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. with more election coverage. Everybody have a nice night. Thank you.